Hello and welcome to the next installment in the demo and instructional video series for K8 Poker TournaManager. In this video, we will demonstrate how to customize the default payout schedule. From the K8 Poker TournaManager main screen, we click the Payout Schedule button. Next, we enter a password if one has been set up, and then click Submit. The payout distribution schedule will appear. At first, this form may look a bit intimidating and difficult to understand. But not to worry, by the end of this video you'll have the payout distribution schedule mastered. In general terms, payout distribution is simply defining how the prize pool will be distributed amongst the winners. How that distribution is configured and managed is a little more complex. On the left-hand side of the form you'll see a column for tier number. The tier number is a numeric identifier for the payout distribution tier, band, or corridor. The next two columns to the right are the lower and upper limits of the tier or band. These values define when the band is applied. So for example, if your event has 17 or 18 entries, the prize pool will be distributed according to the payout percentages specified for the tier 4 band. If your event has a couple of re-entries and the player or entry count increases to 19, the tier 5 band will be applied. Because of the nature of banding, the tiers or band corridors must be continuous and cannot overlap, meaning the upper limit of one tier or band must be exactly one less than the lower limit for the tier that follows it. If your payout schedule violates either of these rules and you attempt to validate, save, and exit, you will be presented with a message and you will be returned back to the form. Allow me to demonstrate. First, I will change the upper limit value to equal the lower limit of the tier below it. I click Validate, Save, and Exit and I get a pop-up message informing me that there is a conflict. This is considered an overlap. So now, I will change the same value again, but this time I will make it 2 less than the lower limit of the tier below it. I attempt to validate and save again and I get a different pop-up message stating that the tiers are not continuous. Finally, I return and change the value to be exactly 1 less than the lower limit of the next band. I validate and save and voila, it passes, saves, and exits. Now I return to the payout schedule once again. This time I am going to deliberately overstate the payout percentages for tier 2. I attempt to validate and exit and I get a new pop-up stating that the sum of the percentages to be paid for tier 2 does not sum to 1 or 100%. These messages are very important as you don't want to present payouts that don't sum to your prize pool. We click OK again to return to the form. In this case, you will notice the error check column is highlighted in red indicating that the place values do not sum to 1 for one or more of the tiers. The erroneous tier rows will have a value that is less than or greater than 1 in this column. We return to the erroneous row and adjust the percentages for second and third place, like this. Notice that the error check column will not change to green until after the validation has successfully completed. We click Validate and Save again. And the schedule passes. We click OK to acknowledge the message and exit the module. Now we'll return once more to cover a couple more things before we conclude this video. Notice that if we slide the horizontal scroll bar like this, we will see the columns for the 10th through 15th places. The last item to cover on this form is the round to $5 column. This column is used to indicate whether you want the payout distribution to be applied using values that are equally divisible by 5, or not. Enabling this option prevents you from having to pay out in $1 bills. Note, the sum of the payouts will always equal the prize pool, still as any excess, due to rounding, will be added to the lowest place being paid. If you choose not to enable this option, the payouts will be rounded to the nearest dollar with any the fractional shares going to the lowest place. This concludes our demonstration of the payout distribution module of K8 Poker TournaManager. We thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please click like or subscribe. Be sure to check out the other product videos once they are published to the support section of the K8software.com website.